Just looking at everything here, it just looks really, really positive. I'm seeing lots of career things, but it's not just that. It feels like a big lift in your life. Very, very, very positive. You know, you've got lots and lots of achieving. I'm seeing that here. You know, you've got the World card, you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is the ultimate in achieving things, abundance, stability. Aces are about the potential, so it might not have started yet. So yeah, I just want to say that. It feels like you're really on the verge of achieving some really big things here. And I think, just from memory, I think in your past maybe 2 or 3 weeks, readings, maybe even goes back further than then, I've been seeing this on the verge of achieving something, on the verge, letting the past go, really gearing up, looking at what you want to achieve, really thinking about that, letting a whole lot of old words go out of your head. So I think now you're either there now or you're on the way to that now. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. So now, okay, so with this card, I'll go on with the card. So with this card, you know, the Nine of Cups. It feels like maybe you've gotten, of course, a car goes past straight away. Yeah, it feels like you've had the idea, so you've gotten past that stage. So you've got past that stage. You might be in the middle of actually doing this thing. You might be starting. It feels like it's at the beginning, because you've got the World, which is beginnings and endings. And I think this is obviously all about beginnings here. So yeah, you've gotten past that stage where you're thinking. I think you're starting to do, or you're starting to work toward doing this. This is what I'm getting. So maybe you're in the middle of some negotiations right now, or it might be that you know that some kind of negotiation is coming up for you. It might be something you're applying to. It might be something that a business thing you're negotiating with someone. It's something very, very, very big with all these big cards here. It feels really, really good. It feels extremely positive. It feels like this is something that you're supposed to be doing. It's like this is meant to be. It's meant to be. I'm seeing that. Lots of passion around this as well, because this man's got this big red hat on, so there's passion on his mind. So when you think about this, you think, oh, I want to do this. This is what I've always wanted to do. That's kind of what I'm getting there, which is fantastic. Now, just something to watch out for. I don't know if there's some kind of contract involved here or something like that. If there's something like that, there might be some hidden costs in there somewhere with this curtain. Something's behind the curtain. You can't quite see it yet. Now, I know this man looks a bit dodgy. He's usually like a used car salesman or something like that. But I'm not seeing that in this card. I'm not getting that feeling here, because I've got all these big, amazing cards and it feels extremely positive. So I'm not seeing anything hidden on purpose. I'm not seeing any, you know, dishonesty here. I'm really not seeing that. But just make sure you read everything carefully. There might be something you've missed. There might be something that's you've skimmed over that's hidden from you. So just check everything. That's just a little warning there. But yeah, I really think with this and the World card that's right underneath this, amazing thing. This is some kind of big, amazing opportunity for you. And again, this can be the wish card. So it's something, it's like, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do this. And now I can see it happening. And it might be that, you know, you've always thought about doing something, but this has come in a slightly different form to what you were imagining. But it doesn't matter. It's like you're seeing this in front of you and you're thinking, that's it. That's what I want to do. That is it. That's what I'm getting. And that doesn't come around very often to many people. So if that's you, fantastic. I really, really hope it is you. So just another thing, it feels like maybe I'm getting love here. So I'm seeing love here as well. It might be that you haven't been all that open with someone, or maybe it's just how, maybe that's just how someone feels about you right now. Maybe they just feel that, maybe they're perceiving that of you. You know, you might not be hiding things. You might not be deliberately hiding things. You might just be a little bit quiet. You might be a bit holding back a bit or something like that. Or that might be just how they feel. You might not be. But I'm getting a little bit of that here. And so what they're thinking is, this is kind of what I'm getting. They feel as if, oh, I've really helped them. I've really protected them from things as well. Because look at this Arch of Cups. Arches are about protection. Cups are obviously about love. So it's like they felt like they protected you with their love. they've helped you, they've protected you. And so now they're thinking, well, I've done all this for this person, but I just don't know how they feel now. And I'm feeling a little bit like I've done all the work, or I've done lots of things, and they're not really stepping up. So that's how they're feeling. Now, it's like they need assurance or something like that. So if you know who this is, if you're in this relationship, or even if you're just talking to someone, or there's some kind of love connection there, you might not be aware that that's how they're feeling. But if you are getting a little bit of a hint that someone's not feeling all that sure of themselves around you, you might want to talk to them, you might want to reassure them. I don't think they're saying anything. I'm getting that as well. So it's kind of like they're hiding that from you, and they feel as if you're hiding something from them. So it's kind of going two ways a bit here. That's kind of what I'm getting, but that's just what I'm seeing there with this love connection. Okay, so the next card you have, your past, is the World. Fantastic. Yeah, amazing card. I really, really, really hope this is resonating with you, with this opportunity or this business or this work thing. It feels like it's a long process that you have to go through to get this. So it might be that, you negotiate, then you have to go through one part, then you have to do something else. It feels like that. It might be studying. Maybe it's, something that you need to train in, study in. It's something that has lots of stages. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, this feels really life-changing to me. It feels world-changing. And, and for you, I think this is kind of what I'm feeling here. For you, it's not just about going into a new career or an opportunity. It's more than that for you. And I've been getting this in your readings for a while. Okay, so this might sound a little bit strange, probably will, but it feels spiritual to me for some reason. It feels like you're letting go, or you have let go of a lot of old things, and you're really embracing the new. It's like a new mindset that you've got in your mind. And it's like, yes, I've got this new mindset. I'm going to throw out all those old things. I've got the new here. It feels very spiritual. Feels like everything's coming together. Mind, body, spirit. Everything you've wanted to do is all kind of coming together. Really amazing. This is really amazing. And when I look at this card, okay, this might sound a bit crazy as well, or it might sound a little bit abstract, but just bear with me, because I just want to describe how I'm feeling as I'm looking at this card. So I'm just looking at this sky here, and lovely big sky. We've got beautiful blue sky, and there's this woman who's flying up in the sky, and I'm just getting this feeling of you kind of rising up into the sky like this woman, and letting a lot of the past go, and rising up and letting go of all that dead weight, everything that doesn't fit you, suit you anymore. You're kind of throwing it all off like big weights, and then you're able to rise up like a beautiful balloon. And when you're on a plane, on a runway, and you can see everything out the window, cars, people, and as you kind of go up, as you take off and you go up into the sky, everything just gets smaller and smaller, and then eventually it disappears and you're just up in the sky in the clouds. And when you're up there, it's like you feel closer to the universe, you're closer to yourself, you're closer to where you're supposed to be. And I think this is what this experience is going to feel like for you if you haven't already started doing this. Really, really important journey for you in your life, and lots of success here. But there's a lot more than success. It's more than that. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's a lot deeper than that for you. So I know that was probably a bit crazy, but I just hope that made sense to someone, because I really wanted to show you how I was seeing that, and I really wanted to show you the importance of whatever this thing is. So the last card you have, your past, is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, again, it's a process. It's got many stages as you go through this to get to where you want to go at the end. And because so when I'm looking at this man, I'm getting, jumping through hoops. That's what it looks like with these pentacles inside these kind of hoops. Jumping through hoops, ups and downs. So as you go through this process, okay, I'm not trying to be negative. That's not what I'm doing at all. I just want to tell you what I'm seeing, good and bad, everything else. So there might be things you have to do where as you go through this, where you struggle with a few things. Some things are going to be quite difficult. It's not easy. To really do something that's worthwhile, it's never easy. There's always something you have to go through that's difficult. There's always struggle. So there's a bit of that here. And so you might have to go back and repeat some things, start again, because that's what this is about, turning around and going back again and up and down and all that kind of thing. So, I'm not saying you're having to go all the way back to the start again, but it's not a linear process. So there's ups and downs. I've got to say, some failures in there. Now, I don't like to say the word failure, but it's like, okay, some things I'm going to do, some things I'm not going to do so well. I'm going to have to redo them again. So there's that, but it's okay. You're going to get to the end. You're absolutely going to get to the end if you keep going. And I think the big thing I'm getting here is keep going. Doesn't matter what happens. You have to keep going. And I feel as if I have to say this to you. There are going to be times where I don't like the word fail, but that's all I can really think of. And your ego's really going to take a hammering sometimes, some of these times as you go through this, or at times, I should say. But it doesn't matter what happens, just keep going. When I'm just getting this feeling of being molded. It's like you're being molded to come out the other end of this as something different, something better. And, that phrase, taking a hammering, it just came out when I said it, but it's just making me think of, because I used to make little sculptures. I don't know if you know that. I used to do art, and I still do. But I used to make these little sculptures in metal at one time, in silver actually. And if you take, a piece of raw silver, it's beautiful as it is. It's beautiful in its raw state. But if it's hammered and, sanded and polished and all that, made into something, it becomes something else, something even more beautiful, something that's molded. So I think that's what's happening to you. So if you feel down when you're in this process, if you have these so-called failures, or you kind of feel as if you're falling down, someone tells you, oh, start again, that's no good, whatever, keep on going, because all these little experiences are molding you into something better in the end. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you now. It's you, only a better you, a polished you, like the pieces of silver. So it's a very difficult process, and the silver had to go through a difficult process to change, and that's what's going to happen with you. I know that sounds a little bit abstract. I don't know if that made sense to you, but I'm not going to say any more abstract, so I'll try not to. It's all in this reading, I can't help it, but I want to explain and describe this process that I'm seeing you going through. So I just hope that helps someone. So the first card you have your present is the Five of Wands, Big mess. This is like the messy card. Sometimes it can be about losing things. Sometimes it can be about messy people. And I think this is another reminder. It's reminding you to focus. When you do this big thing, as you go through this, really focus. And again, you've already thrown off some dead weight, some people, some things that aren't good for you. You're going to have to, excuse me, sorry about that. Oh, I'm really sorry. You're going to have to keep on throwing off more things as you go through this. I'm really sorry about that. So, make sure you focus, because you don't need any of this distraction or any of these things that are in this card. Lots of distractions here, as you can see. There's a little bit of competition here as well. I don't know if more than one person's going for this thing, or if you're studying, it might be lots of people. I don't think you're in direct competition with anyone. You might be, but it feels more like you're going to have to stand out in some way. Now, I don't know if this makes sense, but if you look at everyone on this card, they're all kind of forming an A-frame. All the people on the right are forming an A-frame. So there's an A with the two wands, and there's another two people forming, or groups of people forming two A's on the right-hand side. On the left, there's one man. He's all by himself, and he's holding the wand up all by himself. So he's doing something different to what everyone else is doing. And if you look at his wand, it's up higher than all the other wands. So I think the message there is, do something different to everyone else to stand out. And usually, that's what successful people do. They do something completely different, and that's how they stand out. I'm not trying to make this into a work reading, but you've got the Seven of Pentacles down here as well, and you've got the boss of all of them, the Ace of Pentacles down there as well. So there's definitely money here with this. There's stability, lots of stability, if you stick with this. And especially if you stick with these times, that are going to be really tough, really difficult. Your heart's going to be down there sometimes. Your ego's going to be a bit bashed sometimes. But stick with it. Just keep going. It's a huge opportunity. This is a really long road. I'm just looking at this path on the Ace of Pentacles. You can't see it. I'll lift it up. There's a beautiful golden path there. So, you know, it's not an easy road, but it's a very important road to go on, and you have to keep on going down the road. And so, yeah, I may as well talk about all these cards here because we're all really talking about similar things. So with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm getting a couple of things in this card. The first thing is, obviously, you're going to have to build up from the bottom. I'm seeing that everywhere here. And, you know, but if you take your time, put the effort in, look at this plant here. So the seed will grow. The seed will grow and you'll get this. Obviously, there's money here, so you'll get the fruits of your labor. That's what that's telling you. And the other thing in this card is, you know, if you look at this man, he's just looking over things. He looks a bit, I don't know, he looks a bit like he's remembering things, like he's looking back over things. So if you're in a relationship or any kind of love connection, I was seeing this, I can't remember where I was seeing that, in the Nine of Cups, I think. So it just looks like, I keep on getting this unsure feeling. So someone feels quite unsure about this connection. And you know, it looks like this man, someone's looking back over the relationship or the time you've spent together or whatever this is. And it's like they're thinking something like, well, you know, we've grown together, like this plant here, we've grown together. We've come through a lot together, and I just don't know what the end's going to be. I don't know if they feel the same. I don't know how this is going to end. I'm really worried about this, actually. So someone's worried about this connection. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this again here. There's frustration here too. But I think that frustration is because someone feels like they're waiting. You know, they're waiting to know how you feel. They're waiting to know if you want them, actually. If you want them, if you want a stable relationship, which is what the Ace of Pentacles is about. Do they want this? I want this with them. Do they want that with me? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. That's kind of how they're feeling. So, and the big thing I'm getting here is they don't want to walk away, because with the Ace of Pentacles, stability. So they're there for the long haul. They want stability with you. They're not going to walk away. But they're waiting for you. They're waiting for reassurance. And they're waiting for you to come and tell them, yes, I want the same thing. I want to be with you. I want that stability with you. But at the moment, they feel like they're not getting that for you, or from you, I should say, if this is for you, if this is you. So if that's you, if that resonates with you, if someone's been a bit quiet, if they're kind of away from you, or they're kind of feeling a little bit unsure and all that, if you're picking that up and you want to be with this person, you need to reassure them. If not, I think you really need to tell them if you don't feel the same way about them. One way or the other, you have to say something, because this person's really, 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 really thinking about this. Okay, so I'm going to go to your future, which is the Seven of Wands. Yeah, this is a horrible card, really horrible card. It's all about battling. It's a little bit similar to the Five of Wands, which is right next to this. You know, fighting, battling. But this is a little bit more serious. It's a bit more purposeful. You know, the Five of Wands is a little bit like playing, messing around. No one's in charge. There's no focus. No one knows what they're doing. But with this card, there's definitely a focus. This man's here. He's all by himself. And lots of these wands with people behind them are all battling this one man all by himself. So it's a lot more serious. And okay, so I think this might be a little bit of a warning. I think you might have had a falling out with someone. And yeah, to me it feels like this is something that happened, this falling out or whatever happened. It happened a long time ago, maybe even years ago. But there's someone who carries a grudge, maybe for years or long time. You might know who this is. It's from a long time ago. So if you know who that is, just have a look on your social media. Make sure you've got your security settings on, and make sure, you know, if you've blocked people, especially this person, make sure you've kind of got all those settings still on there. You've still blocked everyone. And, you know, because if you're posting things on social media, of course that's fine if you're doing that. There's nothing wrong with that. It just feels like someone might be a bit triggered by something they see on there. So if you're posting happy pictures and you're saying, oh, I'm having a great time or something like that, it feels like someone might be triggered by that. And of course, don't stop telling people how fantastic your life is. If that's what you're doing, that's fine. But just make sure your settings are all on high for security. And yeah, just watch out for this person, because it feels like they've got a big grudge against you. And whoever this is, yeah, they've had a really, really hard time lately, actually, and they're not all that happy with you. I'm not saying they're right. They might be, they might not be. But again, it's going to trigger them if they see all these kind of happy posts or whatever. So, yeah, this is someone who causes drama. I can see that. You don't want to be around that energy. So just a warning, just minimize anything you can that they might see, if you know who that is. Yeah, so the next card you have, your future, is the Five of Cups. Yeah, really sad card. It's very, very sad. And it's usually about someone who's keeping things to themselves. You know, they feel sad, they feel worried, upset, and they're keeping it all to themselves. So, excuse me, it's my throat. So, yeah, someone's really, really missing you. I can see that in this card. Probably the same person that I was seeing in the Seven of Pentacles. They miss, it's not that they're away from you. They might be away from you, literally. But it's like they're missing you. They're missing that contact. They're missing you telling them how you feel, because they're feeling very unsure of things. And they're waiting. They're waiting to hear from you. And there's so much love here. There's so much love. It feels really intense, really, really intense. Okay, so this is what I'm getting about this person. The first thing is they're very responsible. They're a responsible person. And they're feeling all these really intense feelings. They miss you. Why don't they talk to me? Why can't I feel sure about this connection? I feel very unsure about this. And they're very calm on the outside. I'm seeing that. And they're having to keep quiet. They're having to keep quiet. It feels like maybe they don't want to draw anyone into this negativity. That's kind of what I'm seeing, because I'm just looking at these two cups behind this man. And it looks like he's protecting them because he's standing in front of the cups. And, you know, if you're standing in front of something, you're kind of shielding them. So I think that's what they're doing. So there might be some people they're taking care of, and so they're protecting them. And so it might be that, and it might be two people, literally, which is what's in this card. So it's like, I can't be upset. I can't be screaming and yelling and sad and all those things, because I don't want to affect these people that I'm taking care of. So I have to be quiet. I have to be strong for those people. So I think day to day, when they're seeing everyone else, they probably look like they're fine, or they act as if they're fine. But at night time, they're probably quite upset, like this man. So that's kind of what I'm getting. And yeah, they're not walking away. They're not walking away. They've been strong for you, or that's how they feel anyway. And again, I'm not sure if you're in an actual relationship or not. You might be, you might not, because there's all this uncertainty here. But whatever's going on, they're waiting for you. They want some cues from you. They want to hear from you about how you feel. I'm getting that all over this reading. And I'm going to talk about the Seven of Cups here. Lots of confusion. This is how they're feeling. It's like, you know, is this real? Is this relationship real? You know, my feelings are real. I know they're real. But is this thing actually real? Is their love for me real? Mine is theirs. I don't know. I feel really unsure. I'm very confused. So I'm not sure where you are with this. I really can't see that. All I can see is a lot of where they are. But yeah, lots of intense feelings coming from them, lots of confusion. But I just want you to know that, because I keep on getting that message, and you know, you need to know that if this is you, you need to do something about this person. But yeah, apart from that, this is amazing in terms of your own growth and your career growth. So if that bit resonates, you know, again, keep on going. Don't give up. I feel as if I have to keep on saying that to you. And I know it was a little bit abstract, this reading. I just hope the right people got to hear the messages, because someone's really, really, really rising up into a totally new life and a totally new outlook, a totally new world. That's what I'm seeing.